In BTD6, there is a trick that allows you to save a ton of money in any game mode, including Chimps mode. A lot of people don't know about it, or don't even know how to use it properly, and today I'm going to show you about this. So this trick involves the villages, and as you can see, we have a setup here. We took 100k, we have $41,000 left over, but here I'm going to build the villages differently, so we get the discounts or the 002 cross path on the villages, and we end up getting both the drums and the camo detection like before, and we're going to get all of our same towers, but we're going to have way more money left over. So we end up having about 50,000 left over, which means we saved about $8,000 to $9,000 on this setup alone using this trick. Of course, this trick is pretty big in Chimps mode because we only have a set budget. We can't make any more than $179,000, so being able to save more of it is very good. Now, as you can see here, I'm comparing the prices of towers in the range of the village and out of the range of the village. So you saw before the super monkey, like the last upgrade was 23,000, but in the villages it's only 17,000. So we're saving a ton of money right there. And another perk to it is that you can combo cross paths. So on one of the discounts I got the top path, the other I got the middle path, instead of having to buy 2 whole villages just for that. So you can get a lot of perks from this. So now here is a setup, and I'm gonna let you decide how many discounts or how many villages in total you would want to use with this setup. So I'm almost done here, and here it is. So let's see, how many would we want to use? And the correct answer would be 2. As you can see, this is actually more expensive than the other setup. So why are we using 2 instead of 3? Well, that's because the villages can only discount up to the 3rd path, as I just showed there. The 2 not arc mages, the 2 arcane spikes cost the same in or out of the village. So we don't have a ton of money spent in tier 3s, but in this example I'm going to show, I have a lot of money in tier 3s. All the maulers are 030, and if I had Jones, this would actually be pretty good, but Pat is bad on that, so we don't talk about that. Anyways, we get 3 villages here, and this is going to save a lot of money because most of the money is spent in tier 3s. Well, actually all of it, but in the other setup where we had the permacharge, there was a lot of money spent in the tier 5 and the tier 4, so we did not really need the other village because that would not save money. And this actually does not have camo, so because there's a space-wise matter, we might have to take a little hit and get one of the villages to extra range with camo, which I will show later on in another case where space is an issue. But most of the time on these maps where there's a ton of space, you can just get the villages down. So as you can see, this setup, like before, how many are we going to use? And the answer is 3. But this is different than the permacharge because our biggest tower, the sun avatar here, is actually a tier 3, so we can discount all of its paths. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 sun avatar, so we can get the full discount on this, which makes the 3 villages much more useful than just 2. So now we're going to look at some actual chimp setups that works, and we're going to see how many villages. 2 on this one. Most of the money is in the tier 5s, so you don't get 3. Let's go to another one. Here is cargo. 3, we have a lot of money spent in like the Dark Knights, which are tier 3 super monkeys, very expensive. C1, and we have a ton of money in tier 3, so we get that. And we also don't combo camo because Etienne gives camo. And then this one here is the one exception. So look how space is an issue on this map. You need to fit all 20 shinobis in, so we could only get 2 instead of 3. If I had much more space, I definitely would get 3, but because space is an issue, you always want to take a better defense over a little bit of money if the space is an issue. But most of the time, it's not, and if you're playing on easier maps, it will never be. And here's the last example. Another one where we get 3 because lots of money spent in tier 3s. Even though we do have some more expensive tier 5s, it's still good.